out the hallway. I guess you found out the hallway. Yeah.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marion. Today I decided to do a video talking about how I deal with anxiety. May is National Mental Health Awareness Month, so I thought that it would be beneficial for me to, discuss or talk about my experience with dealing with anxiety. But before I get started, please make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, make sure your notification bell is turned on. And without further ado, let's get started. So like I said in the intro, I'm just doing a, quick get ready with me chit chat to talk about dealing with anxiety, since it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And since I suffered through anxiety, I felt, why not give my thoughts and opinion on how I deal with anxiety. If you didn't know, there are 4 main types of anxiety. Oh, and as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist, or any of that. This is just solely going to be based on my experience with anxiety and just, when I've had anxiety or panic attacks, what I do to deal with, the anxiety attacks when they occur. But there are like 4 main forms of anxiety. You have panic disorder, which kind of like what if you suffer from anxiety attacks or panic attacks, so you would probably fall up under that. You have the social anxiety disorder or order, and that's where you go into panic mode when you're around either people you don't know or large crowds and stuff like that. Then you have the obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD, and then you have PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. So all of those are like different forms of anxiety. You deal with those forms in different ways, and some people may require medication. Some people go to counseling on a regular basis to deal with their disorders. And through counseling and research and stuff like that, you find coping mechanisms. And I'm pretty sure, a licensed therapist will provide you a treatment plan and, give you exercises to help deal with your anxiety. For me, I don't suffer from social anxiety or OCD or post-traumatic stress disorder. In a way, I probably do, because when my son passed away, my anxiety attacks became more frequent. Now, I'm pretty sure I used to have anxiety attacks when I was younger, but I just really didn't, know what to name it. But, through research and through age and, maturing, you're able to, put a name on certain things. So over the years, I think the first time I really knew that I was having a panic attack was actually, I remember the day. I was on the Beltway, and I was 26 or 27 years old. And if you're familiar with Houston, I was on the Beltway on the ramp, which it's a ramp that I've taken plenty of times to go 59 north. So that's like heading towards our downtown area. And I went into a full-blown attack, like panting and breathing hard, hyperventilating. And I was like tripping because I didn't know what brought it on. I was just so confused because here again, this is a ramp that I've driven on plenty of times and never felt any type of way. I can't even pinpoint like what took place that day that made me, have a full-blown attack. So for me, a lot of times I will have an anxiety attack unexpectedly. So basically, I suffer from panic disorder or panic order type of anxiety. I could be literally sitting and a lot of times I have panic attacks or anxiety attacks when I'm at work, just doing my regular job. Like I could be typing and then I'll just have an attack. But I've gotten to the point where I can kind of feel it coming on. So I kind of remove myself from the situation where I got to be around my coworkers, or someone may come and, ask me questions and stuff like that. And I'm having a full-blown anxiety attack. I've also had panic attacks during like heated arguments. Like if I'm feeling like really anxious and angry, then I will have like a full-fledged panic attack. Like my heart gets to racing, my breathing is, heavy. I mean, and it only occurs when I'm extremely angry with that person, and they have like taken me to like a whole nother level, to the point where my anger turns into anxiety and I have to like calm myself down. So that's why if I'm extremely angry and overwhelmed with like anger, I like to remove myself from the situation so I can calm down. And they teach you that in Anger Management 101 as well. Like remove yourself from the situation so both people can calm down and have a cooler head. And if I don't do that, then my anxiety begins to become worse and worse. And it's harder for me to, get it under control. So once I realized that, I can feel it coming on for the most part. A lot of times, sometimes it's just unexpected. But if I feel like my heart is racing and stuff, then I'll, be like, hold up. I need to take a step back. I need to calm down. I need to breathe and remove myself from that situation. Now, I've also had mild anxiety attacks due to nervousness. Which is crazy. I guess because I haven't done presentations in front of a group of people in so many years, that one time I had to do a presentation for our monthly meeting at work. And when I tell you, I was nervous and I felt an attack coming on. And I knew that I was going to be nervous. So I made sure I did not drink any coffee, because that was going to make it worse than what it already was. And I just was breathing slowly, taking slow, deep breaths. When it was my time to speak, I could hear the nervousness in my tone in my voice, but everyone else did not hear it. Now, one of my other coworkers, she was extremely nervous too, and I could hear it in her voice. But what I decided to do was, I had already typed out my notes, so I read over my notes multiple times. And while I was reading, I was making sure I took deep, long breaths. I wasn't, trying to rush it or anything, but I made sure that everything was clear. And that actually, like helped me out a lot, because I really didn't know how I was going to control my breathing, if I was going to have a full-blown attack while presenting, because I honestly was dreading that moment. I think it probably would have been worse if I had to present in front of everyone in person, but we was on a conference call, but it still was awkward because it was my entire department that was listening in. So it was kind of a whole lot better because I didn't have people like in my face, so I could just focus on something else when I decided to do the presentation. So like I said, my anxiety got worse after my son passed away in 2018. I just felt like the episodes were just coming more frequent and occurring longer. It was taking me a lot longer to calm myself down, to do my little breathing techniques. That wasn't working. So I was like, okay, I've done enough research. It's time for me to like seek professional help. I don't feel that there's anything wrong with counseling. I know that was really taboo in the Black community, but now we know better. We have more options when it comes to healthcare, and mental health is something that a lot of people are more prone to, take care of. No longer are you seen or deemed crazy because you are choosing to see a therapist, whether it's a Christian counselor or a regular counselor, however a person choose to seek therapy, as long as they are doing something to help themselves. I am truly an advocate for self-care, self-health, and taking care of your mental is very, very important in my opinion. So how I really, really deal with anxiety, I just take it one day at a time, because honestly, I never know when an episode is going to occur. I don't take any medication. Sometimes I do have insomnia, so I do have medication for the insomnia. It's non-habit forming, because my doctor was like, I'll give you this, but you don't have to worry about, being addicted to it. And she already knows I'm not really fond of popping pills. I hate popping pills. I also like to surround myself with a lot of positivity that helps minimize me putting myself in situations where I'm going to feel anxious or have an anxiety attack. Now, of course, I can't control it, like I've said before, but if I can do certain things to minimize it actually occurring, I'm going to do that. So I am big on comedy. I love to laugh. I pretty much, if I feel like my day is not going well and I've kind of like had episodes, I like to remove myself from around people until I'm able to, have or feel a little bit normal. And I really wouldn't just say feeling normal, but just not feeling like overwhelmed or not knowing like, why am I feeling this way? That's the bad part about it. And that's what sucks, is you're suffering from something that you don't really know when it's going to appear. And it may be where you're just doing your normal day-to-day living activities and you just have a full-blown attack. Now, I haven't had a panic attack to the point where I am like really, really hyperventilating and like crying uncontrollably, like out in public, where I need to seek medical treatment, like going to the hospital and stuff like that. I haven't reached that point, and I pray that I never do. So besides, trying to control my breathing, I minimize my caffeine intake. because caffeine can, make the situation worse. And I definitely do not like the way that feels. I don't like the way it feels, period, to have an episode, especially when you're in the most craziest or public places. And for me, I don't have a super duper stressful job. A lot of what we do don't make sense when it comes to processes, but it's not to the point where I'm literally having panic attacks the way that I do. So I don't know if that's like a chemical imbalance or whatever, but yep. So if you feel that you suffer from anxiety, it does not hurt to seek professional help. I encourage you to. I encourage you to talk to your general practice doctor or talk to a licensed therapist. Just get a referral from whomever. If you know someone, a friend that's seeking counseling and can refer someone to you, there's nothing wrong with seeking professional help. Another thing that helped me cope with anxiety is journaling, writing out my thoughts. That really, really helped me out a lot because I enjoy writing, and so much be going on up here in my brain that, I just feel like I need to get it out. So journaling has helped me tremendously, and it may be something that you may like. I'm pretty sure most companies, which I know most companies have an EAP program, which is the Employee Assistance Program, and typically they provide like 5 free sessions to talk to a licensed counselor. And most insurances are starting to, like I said, provide coverage for counseling as well, because mental health is becoming something that people are advocating for, more mental health resources, like, similar to heart disease and cancer and stuff like that, because the suicide rate has increased as well. So those resources are definitely needed. And even if you don't want to talk to someone in their office, like face to face, things have changed and progressed to where you can do Zoom calls. You have the teledoc. There's also a website called betterhelp.com where you fill out a questionnaire and they'll link you up with a licensed counselor. I'm pretty sure that's not covered by your insurance, but I think it's like $60 or $90 for the month, depending on how many sessions you want. But don't quote me on the price. You'll have to look into that as well. But I know that that is an option for those who may not have insurance, but you're able to pay for the counseling and you just want to do it like online and not have to go into someone's office. It's definitely so many different resources out here that I hope people start to take advantage of. If you're a veteran, visit your local VA hospital or center and see what type of mental health a resource or assistance you can get. And even if you're not a veteran, contact your benefits department, your medical health insurance carrier, and find out what your coverage is. I know my ways of dealing with anxiety may seem simple and, easy to follow, but trust me, I have days where those breathing techniques and exercises just not getting it. Like, I just have to go through the motions and wait patiently until, the episode passes. Definitely seek help if you need it. I know I've said that more than once in this video, but it's imperative that you don't sit back and be like, oh, I don't need any help. It'll go away. I can manage it on my own. Trust me. You don't want it to get to a level where it's out of your control and it's to the point where you can't function in society on a normal or regular level. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this chit chat, get ready with me, talking about dealing with anxiety. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not a licensed counselor, psychiatrist. I just wanted to give my perspective and just talk about, you know, how I deal with anxiety. So again, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, make sure your notification bell is turned on. And if you suffer from anxiety, you know, leave a comment down below. Let's have an open, you know, discussion. And as always, thank you for watching.
Found out the highway. I guess you found out the highway. Yeah.